showed a lot Saturday. The fiery side of Matt Bockhorst. What was going on?
Well, you know, I mean, it's an emotional game. I'm an emotional guy. I try to play the game the right way and play it with fire. And you know, at the end of the day, everyone's got a job to do. And, you know, you got to be held accountable when you don't do your job. If I don't do my job, I'm held accountable. And same goes for everyone else who's playing. So it is what it is. And whatever it takes to get that fire out of everybody, then that's what I'm going to do. And you know, for me, it's kind of a burn the boats mentality. You know what? At this point, there's no going back. This is my last year, my last go-around, and I'm going to do what I have to do to get it out of everybody. And it's not about making friends, it's about winning games.
As Jordan was saying, that it's the little things to him that are kind of hurting the offensive line. It's the little details that don't show up in practice but are showing up in games. Is that what you see?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a number of things you could point to. I think that there's also a lot of good things that happen. I think that this group, this offensive line, but this offense in general grew up a lot on Saturday because we weren't able to do what we wanted to do. And we had to go put our hand on the ground and win the game the old-fashioned way. And I know everyone's disappointed because it wasn't flashy or sexy or whatever everyone else wants it to be, but at the end of the day, we did what we had to do to win. And obviously Marcus Tate's in there as a true freshman. He's a young guy. He's got a lot to learn. He's going to be a very good player. And you know what? I'm not sure many other true freshmen could do what he's doing regardless of mistakes that he's making. So I'm going to take the guys that we have, and we're going to play the rest of this season and give it everything we have, and we're going to fix the things that need to be corrected. But other than that, I'm not too worried.
In terms of the vocal sort of intangible on this offense, the leadership part, is this one of the quieter groups that you have been around since you have been?
I'm not really sure. I don't know. Each person has their own style, and not everyone is going to be like me, and that's a good thing. We don't need a bunch of people hooting and hollering and making up a scene, but that's my style, and that's the way I play the game, and that's the way I've always played the game. And as an offensive lineman, I think that you have to bring that, because putting your hand in the dirt and run blocking somebody for 50 plays is not fun, but that's what your job is, and that's what you signed up for. So if you don't bring the fire, then I don't know how you're going to get through that. But as far as guys being quiet, I don't really know. It's just kind of, I know I try to just control what I control and be who I am.
DJ ran over a couple of people, and he got fired up. Did you like seeing that out of your quarterback?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whether or not DJ is a quiet guy, he's still a competitor, and we all are. And I know we didn't put up the points that we wanted to put up last weekend, but dudes were out there competing and giving it all they had for the guys around them. And at that point, that's all we need, and that's all we have. So, you know what? I was very happy to see DJ get into it and show that emotion, because, like I said, football is an emotional game. And when you're being challenged on the sideline and being challenged in the locker room during the delay, you know what? You got to go out there and prove them wrong. And I think we responded well in the second half. There's a lot to clean up. I think that biggest thing is finishing drives. We left a lot of points out there. Obviously, 4th and 2, don't convert. Then DJ has the fumble there, and there's a lot of other things to be corrected as well. So we did put together drives, though. We had 3 drives over 12 plays and 6 drives over 8 plays, I believe. So it's not like we weren't moving the ball, but moving the ball doesn't really mean anything if you don't convert that into points.
Is there anything in particular that had you so fired up Saturday?
We only scored 7 points in the first half, and this offense has traditionally done a lot better than that. And so I know that there's a standard here. There's a standard that's been set by the guys before us, and we owe something to that standard. And I'm not going to relent on that, and I'm not going to let those guys down, because I know what they gave. The guys that came before us, I know what they sacrificed, and I know what that looks like. And I'm going to bring it out of everybody some way.
As a team leader, is it something where you say something today before the start of practice? Do you say something on Sunday? Or do you just let the coaches handle it from this point on?
I think that there's a time and place for everything. I think obviously during the game, bullets are flying. You don't really know truly what has gone on until you get the chance to watch the tape. And it's funny because a lot of people have opinions on things, but they don't really look at the tape. They just have an emotional reaction about what they perceive to be what happened during the play. But on Sunday, we take the chance to look at the tape to correct the things that need to be corrected, and come back in here on Monday and evaluate that, and then we close the book and move forward. And I'll tell you, if you look at the tape, it's really not that bad. But I think everyone's got this preconceived notion that it's just the offense is falling apart, that Coach Elliott needs to go, and DJ isn't this and isn't that, and those things are wrong. And we know that here, and we just have to keep doing what we need to do and continuing to improve, and we'll be just fine.
What frustrates you more, Matt, the execution issues or this narrative, or the narrative that you seem to be so fired up about?
The narrative is going to be what it is. I'm an offensive lineman, and offensive linemen eat criticism for breakfast. I'm not really worried about the criticism. We here in this facility, we're inside out, and everything else is noise. But at the end of the day, we're here to get an education and win football games. And we're winning, yes, but we're cutting it close. And there's a standard, like I said, that has been set and needs to be met. So when we come and talk about execution, football, it's a game of execution. The scheme can only take you so far. And so we need to finish drives. We need to get all on the same page, get all the young guys on the same page, make sure the receivers are getting the signals, everything, all the little details it takes to be successful as an offense. That's what we need to improve.
DJ is obviously taking probably the majority of the criticism. What would you tell the people who are criticizing him that don't see him behind the scenes?
First off, we're all human, DJ included, so that's the biggest thing, and nobody's immune from mistakes. But, that kid comes in here and works as hard as anybody else, and his dedication and commitment and drive are unmatched. And I know that they see maybe a missed throw, or I know that there's throws from Saturday that DJ wants back, but DJ's improving, and DJ is a proven leader, and we have faith in DJ. I'll ride with 5 until it's over. I don't care. And so, you know what? If he's not doing as well as I think he should, then so be it. But I know that myself and the other guys around him, we've got the confidence in the world in him.
What is a fair criticism? Is it just that y'all aren't playing to the standard like you just said?
That's a great question. I don't really know. Like I said, we're here to win football games, and that's what I'm going to continue to try to do.
Man, you guys are probably going to see that same kind of hits again moving forward. Is there anything you can kind of take away from that game you feel like you can do differently if you kind of get to that same situation?
Well, if the rest of the ACC wants to come out and play an odd front with 2 cloud coverage, then let's spot the ball and play, because we're ready for it.
Is that just running it down their throats? Is that what you have to do?
Hey, we did it all day on Saturday, and we'll do it again, so buckle it up tight.
Did you feel like coming into the season with this offensive line, were you thinking, yeah, we're kind of a work in progress and it's going to take some time, or were you maybe thinking something different, like that you guys were ready, perhaps better?
Well, I think, first off, you're looking at a lot of guys in different positions, myself included. You got a true freshman there at left guard who is going to be a great player, like I said. Marcus is going to be a very, very good player. And there's just a lot of things to learn as a true freshman. To go and play offensive line as a true freshman is really, really hard. And I think as a group, we're bringing the physicality. Walker Parks had 7 knockdowns on Saturday. Like, we're putting dudes on the ground, but there's communication aspects and various details that are the difference between losing drives and not converting and scoring touchdowns on every drive. And so whatever that is, we need to figure that out. But I think that we're just fine. Like I said, I'm taking the guys we have and we're going. So I'm not worried, and we're going to come in here on Monday and have a great Monday, and we're going to have a great week. Play the game this weekend, and next Monday we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come in here and work hard because that's what we're here to do, and that's what we signed up for. So I'm not worried. We just need to keep playing and keep winning games.
Buy-in where you want it to be in terms of your teammates?
Yeah, I think if you look at the tape, if you look at the film, the effort is unbelievable. There was plays down the stretch in that game where DJ just fought to get those extra yards, and the receivers are making the blocks, and all these things. Like, the effort and the buy-in, I think, is there. But there's various details. It comes down to the little things and the details. And that is what separates good teams from championship-level teams. We know we have the talent. We know we have the ability. And we just have to go out there and execute. As Coach Sweeney says, we need effort with technique. Okay, that's a very critical aspect of all of this. So I think that there is buy-in. I think if you really watch the tape, the effort is off the charts.
As you mentioned, you're playing center for the first time. Certainly not an easy thing. How would you grade yourself over the first 3 games?
Well, I'm my own biggest critic. So I would say, first off, there's things that I need to improve. I think that any position change comes with, being a little uncomfortable. But my snaps have been good outside the one versus Georgia. I think that I'm trying to be a good communicator and push the tempo of the offense and get set quickly. So I think there's a lot of good things and positive. Saturday I was challenged every single play with a head-up nose the whole game. Was I perfect? No. But I felt like I competed every play. And down the stretch, when it mattered, I think that when we had to have it, we got it. And I know I graded a winner. Like I said, perfect, absolutely not. But I'm not satisfied with where I'm at, but I'm giving myself a little bit of room for improvement, and I'm expecting that out of myself down the stretch. But where I'm at right now, I think is pretty good, considering the change that happened in fall camp, and really just trying to improve moving forward.
I asked Jordan this to kind of put me into his shoes. You come out on that first drive, and you see a zero technique, probably not used to seeing that a lot. How long did it take you to figure out, okay, this is a lot different than what we saw in practice?
Yeah, I think that Georgia Tech, in its normal sense, presents a little bit of odd, about 20%. So I think for the first couple plays, it was not what we expected, but not atypical. It's not like they have never shown it before. But you get into the second drive and the third drive, and it's very evident that they are sticking with this, and this is their game plan. And quickly we realized that they were just going to force us to run the ball the whole day and see if we could stick with it and do it. And like I said, sometimes you just got to put your hand in the dirt and grind it out the old school way.
How do you feel like you guys are, I think all 5 played all the offensive snaps Saturday on offensive lines. How do you feel like, I know that was kind of an issue you all talked about last year. How do you feel like you are all right now this season?
I think we're in a good spot. Obviously, last weekend, got a lot of young guys in there and took some snaps off the first group. Last year, I think also what contributed to that was that guys were actually hurt. So when you're hurt and playing a lot of snaps, that's a bad combination. So right now, knock on wood, I think we're pretty healthy for the most part up front, and just trying to be really diligent about taking care of our bodies and staying ahead of the curve. I know for me that was a big thing last year. I felt like I kind of got behind the 8 ball a little bit and was fighting a losing battle down the stretch. But you know what? If we have to play the whole game, then so be it. Like I said, this is what we signed up for, and it's not very glorious, but we're offensive linemen, and that's just what we do.
How do you feel like the chemistry is right now? Not only on offensive line, but the whole offense.
It's Coach Elliott talks a lot about when you're playing offensive football, you need all 11 guys on the same page. You can't have 10 out of 11. You can't have 9 out of 11. It's got to be 11 out of 11, because when one person of the 11 makes a mistake, it can ruin the whole play. And it's frustrating because you watch the tape, and it's not like everyone's getting beat every play. It's a wrong step here, or miscommunication here, or maybe someone didn't get the correct signal, and they run the wrong route. So there's so many little details that add up to big things during the game. Like on the 4th and 2, it was hatted up. The puller just pulled a little too wide. Don't convert. DJ on that fumble, ball's in his right hand, not his left hand. So there's a lot of things that go into the chemistry, and I think that we're really close, and we've had some great weeks of practice, and we've competed, and obviously we get challenged every week against this defense in practice. So I think that we're really close, and that we just need to take that next step from being a good team to a championship level team.
I think
Yeah, hey, look, like I said, everyone's got a job to do, and we're each held accountable for our job.
Anybody have a question on Zoom?
Hey Matt, yeah, this is Anna with Clemson 24/7. Are you surprised at all that none of the backups got into the game on Saturday, offensive line wise?
Yeah, I mean, that's not something I can control. Obviously, they want to rotate guys in an ideal scenario, but the way the game was going last week, I just don't see how you could really get any sense of continuity. And at the end of the day, we just had to lean on those 5 guys up front, and I felt like for the most part, we held our own, and at the end of the day, we got it when we had to have it.
Thanks.
Anything else for Matt?